Quiet back.
I'm going to attempt some comedy now. As he said. Basically, now where shall I start? I have a handy dandy notebook here so I don't forget things. Basically, this is the first time I'm really doing this in front of a bunch of strangers. That sounds odd. Basically, so you all seem like a very calm and respectful crowd. I mean, this is better than if I was doing this at a pub, but it's just full of drunk adult males, and I don't know, I say something like, I ran out of slippers, so I used banana peels. Something like that. So I have a guy going like, "You suck, mate." Well, keep going. It's distracting me from going home and beating my wife. Sorry, that's stereotyping. Not all drunk adult men go home and beat their wife. Some beat their children too. My apologies, that was dark. My humor is normally a lot more immature than that. But I know, basically, I'm going to get on a more personal level, not too personal, I don't know you all that well yet. I'm going to say some things I went through in school, because I know there's a bit of an age gap here. I assure you I'm 17, I'm suffering from baby face. But basically, in my secondary school, it was full of chavs. So, for example, there are so many interesting insults. For example, some people used to call other people a donut. I don't know how that makes any sense. And also schmelly. Don't know how that makes any sense either. But I don't really know how, specifically because I tend to overanalyze. I don't really know how donut could be used as an insult. I mean, like, if I just went up to someone and said, "You 75p Greg sausage roll looking bastard," that would just be, I mean, I wouldn't mind being called that. I mean, sausage rolls are just heavenly, I think. But still, if someone called me like a £1.50 Krispy Kreme looking mother effer person, I mean, I take more offence to that, because, you know, donuts are large and bit fest, you know. But basically, But yeah, what else did I write? Basically, what comedians tend to do, they tend to nag a lot, so I'm going to nag a lot, because, I don't know, I just tend to do that with the overanalyzing thing. For example, us as a country, we speak in a very unique way. For example, we tend to say "ah" a lot, not like pirates, I mean like bath, glass. Anyone notice that? I have. That's it, really. Ain't that something? But I've also noticed, for example, like in America, they probably don't now, but like if you watch American programming and they have a British character, it's like the most stereotypical British person you think. Like if it's a waiter or someone from like the Victorian times, like speaking a very British way, like they wear top hats or something like that. But then, I don't know, America, like someone from America will come over to here, like in, I don't know, in Norwest of all places, and then they'll see someone with like their husband go like, "Oi, what you looking at, babe? That's really shanky, isn't it?" So very different to that stereotype. But basically, something else. I'm going to say basically a lot, by the way. So something about me, for instance, as you probably notice, I'm not that intimidating of a person. I think something that may go along with that, for example, if I try to be intimidating, I tend to use my hands a lot. So I would probably point at someone, but the thing is, I have really dodgy hands, for instance. So if I'm pointing at someone, I don't need your sympathy. So if I point at someone and say, "Oi, I don't like how you're talking about my missus," and then they so it was Smeagol hands, and then actually I would get more angry that they said Smeagol instead of Gollum, like like if they said like I don't know Doctor Who instead of the Doctor Wallop. But what else? But basically, I'm not that special of a person, because people say I'm quite the character, but I don't like to seem too narcissistic. I like to seem a bit humble, which also sounds narcissistic. Basically, you can never win. Either way, I'm going to seem awkward or narcissistic or egotistic. It's just like an unending spiral. But for instance, I have classic Luke moments, and I think, for instance, it was in August last year I found out I had a peanut allergy, and it was a very interesting way I found out I had a peanut allergy. Because I went down to the balloon fiesta in Ashton, and I was with my old primary school friend and some of his friends. We were just walking around, and there was this man, and he was handing out free chocolate peanut bar things, and I thought, oh, British people like free stuff. I'd take all the ketchup packets in Burger King if I could, so I have one of these. So I have one, and then a few moments later I'm sensing a tingling in my lips, and a burning sensation in my stomach, and I feel like I think something's wrong. So then I go to I say to my friend, I'll be right back. So I go to a medical person, and he guides me to a medical centre, and it seems I am having an allergic reaction. And then I also bumped into like an old primary school friend of mine, so that's interesting. She was like literally attending to some person, and she goes, oh, hello, remember me? So later, I had to go in an ambulance, and they even gave me this nice silver tinfoil blanket, it made me feel like a Cyberman. So I'm in an ambulance, I feel like, oh, I should probably alert the person, my primary school friend, who's a bit drunk at this point, that I'm in an ambulance. And I assume he's too drunk to know what's going on, and I feel his friend will be less drunk, so I message his friend. And I say, hey Chris, I'm in an ambulance, and hearing that someone's in an ambulance, your mind normally goes like, oh my god, what happened? Did you almost die? Did you break an arm or something? No, he messaged, cool. and to patronise it even more, he added an ambulance emoji. I ended up staying in the hospital till 1 AM, and I now have a peanut allergy. It doesn't affect my life either way. But for instance, another one, basically, since I am who I am, I don't go to parties and do drugs and all that cool radical stuff. I mean, I don't tend to do all that cool stuff, like I don't snort crushed Skittles off of a girl's lower back or anything like that, if that's what they do. But basically, so yeah, I had a girl going to a nightclub around 16 or 15. Oh man, I'm a special snowflake, I am. So I go there, and I mean, first I'm in a long line, and many of my secondary school friends have already recognised me, and across from me is my dad, talking to the security guard, going, that's my son over there. He wants to go to a nightclub because, you know, he wants to try to be cool and such. I said, Dad, that's embarrassing. So basically I go in there eventually, and it got very peculiar. I ended up standing in the corner with a cup of orange juice, and very cool drink to have, and suddenly this 12-year-old walks on over, a very hard, tough-looking 12-year-old, you know, with a hoodie and everything, and he's holding this drink, tap water, I assume, and he does that thing, you know, that like that weird head nod thing. You're like, oh, it's something, it's something. And I don't know, because I'm just so wacky, I salute him. I don't know why. He does this, and I go, right, and then I walk off, and I never see him again. The last thing I see is him giving me the weirdest look ever. And then eventually I went into like a crowd in the middle of the place, and I got lost in there for 10 minutes. And eventually I bumped into this girl in my year, quite a popular girl, and she said, Luke, oh my gosh, this dance, Luke, and because I don't know what to do, I'm just doing this thing. Weirdly, and then suddenly, because I was very awkward, still am actually, but not awkward enough to do this, apparently. I'm discovering something new every day. I see a stranger, and I pull an in-betweeners reference. I go, friends, I don't know why I did that. But basically, what else here? Okay, let's look down this list. At the time I was in primary school and I fell on a metal ladder going into the swimming pool on my testicles or something. There's the time I was too awkward to leave a session, a talk about Welsh student finance for university. You know, I'm not going to Welsh student finance. So I sat there. I know a lot about Welsh finance now. For instance, like something. When I was younger, I don't know why, but I've noticed a lot of people around my age start just break their arms, like it was a rite of passage to just break an appendage. And I never got to do that. I mean, I don't know, like what's cooler to, like, I don't know, just break your arm, or, you know, like, I don't know what should be called, like the experience of it, or just someone acknowledging my existence to write their name on my account. For instance, like, what else is there? Oh yeah, there was a time I went back to Greg's, and instead of just, you know, walking that way on the way out, I just, for some odd reason, just went the way everyone's lining up, and I knocked over a bunch of cupcakes. I don't know why I did that either. But like, here's a family story, for instance. In my family, we call our granddad Grandfather. I don't know why we did that, grandfather, get it, but Arthur relates back to the thing I said. He was quite an interesting fellow because he had a big mustache and he was a pigeon baser. That's a person. He was with money. Like, for instance, he actually used to get up every morning and like say hello to the slippers and talk to the TV at Tom and Jerry. Nothing wrong with that, of course. For instance, we went on holiday to Isle of Wight, and he got a beach chair. I don't know how much he spent on the beach chair. I assume about £5 to rent it. And we go on the beach. He sits in this beach chair, and then suddenly the tide starts to come in, and everyone's getting up to leave. But no, he's still there in the beach chair. He doesn't get up. Literally, it's up to his knees, and I said, "Grandpa, you gotta get out. The tide's coming in." Like, no, I'm getting my money's worth. I don't know why. Don't worry, I'm almost there. For instance, I wrote things of irritation. I wrote Gogglebox because I just find it vapid and pointless. What else? I wrote how, like, when people react with emojis on Facebook, I can find it a bit patronising. Like, my dog died, sad face. Or like, which I take literally. Oh, you like that my dog died? That's nice of you. My dog didn't die, by the way. I also have the label thing of when your mum calls you and then you call back and she doesn't answer. Our mum's terrible. Horrible people. I should probably check my privilege really if this is what I'm complaining about. Moving on. What else? There was a time I had braces and it was so painful that I cried when eating a hot dog. I was in my, it was like breakfast time at my secondary school, someone just looking over at me eating a hot dog like, that looks gratuitous. That looks gratuitous. No. What else is there? Oh yeah, relating back to breaking the arm, instead of me breaking my arm, I once got a garden seed stuck in my lip. Pretty hardcore, I know. I'm sorry if I seem patronising, I'm one of you after all, literally, I'm a human being with vital organs and shit. But like, for instance, I could talk about hairdressers, like for instance, like when they say like, is that good? As if you can go back in bloody time and like, you know, say, no, that isn't good. Can you like have my hair grow back like a bloody Play-Doh thing and, you know, like cut it again? There's, for instance, like when they cut it down so short, but I'm just too awkward to say you can stop now, and then, I don't know, I'm just suddenly bald, which never happened before. I'm like, say, are you bald? No, I'm suffering from leukemia. You suffer? I don't, wait, no, it's a medication. I'm learning stuff on the stage. Basically, since I'm British and I've grown up in the early 2000s, there's things that like trigger certain memories, like, I don't know, Meadows or like, remember Cartoon Network? Man, those were the days, none of them know. Some people did. But like, I mean, like, I could talk about label things, like for instance, zoos. Like, when you go to a zoo, it literally, a kid would just go up to a flamingo and go like, "Look, Dad, there's a flamingo." "Yes, son, that's a flamingo." This flamingo just doesn't know what to do. Like, I'm pink. Like Arno, he's at like a bloody sex auction, and you're just like studying him, like, wow, that is a flamingo, and like, you know, years of evolution, looking at these magnificent creatures, and you just go, that's a flamingo, let's go on to the next thing. I mean, I never cared for it. I just go to the gift shops. That's what the thing I was looking forward to. Who cares about a lion? And back to my primary school, there was a weird thing. Go back to the primary school. There's a thing called the sex corner, and it's not what you think. It was just a normal, ordinary corner, and they called it a sex corner. I don't know why. I just wanted to say that. But because that's interesting. Who else would say that? I'd say that. You know, I don't add anything to it. I don't add on the joke. I just say it. But to finish off, I'm gonna do well, not really puns. I'm saying that. Not really puns, but phrases. For instance, I like puns and phrases. Phrases. For instance, at a bank, so there was a cake. There's a cake there for you know, the people who work there to eat. And suddenly someone ran in and stole the cake and ran off. And the person who worked at the bank said, "Out of all the robberies I've witnessed, that one takes the cake." Oh. I was wearing a shoe on my left foot, so it got itchy, so I put it on the other one, and the shoe is now on the other foot. I wanted to see if rat poison could cause harm to a cat, so it looks like curiosity killed the cat. Wait, here's a good one. I hide my insecurities and low self-worth with humour and appreciation of others. I'm going to go home and watch Riverdale now, thank you.